Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we're gonna go where Bad Blood was in Atlanta, Georgia. And good God Almighty, I gotta say, this was a stellar show. And not only that, I know for a fact, I know this was the first time they had a WWE, PLE, or pay-per-view, however you still want to refer to it. They had one of those on the same night as a UFC show. So I'm 98% certain that's why the show started earlier than normal. Like, the show time was 6 p.m. Eastern. So I gotta tell you, that 1 hour difference, that starting that 1 hour earlier, really made a big difference, because it just like, wow. It started at 6 and then ended at like, I want to say like 9:30, 9:45-ish. I really like that. I don't know about anyone else, but me personally, I think that would be great to see down the road. But that said, before we get into the show, do want to remind everyone that we are a WWE Shop affiliate. So what that means is, if there is there is great WWE merch out on there on the WWE Shop website. So if you're watching this on the Main Event Wrestling Network's YouTube page, scan the QR code that is off to the side of me. Or if you're watching this on my personal YouTube page, or listening to this wherever you get your podcasts, check the description tab. See the link in the description tab. All you got to do is just click it. That'll take you to WWE Shop, and then you make a purchase, grab whatever gear you are looking to get, whether it's one of those oh so nice Jacob Fatu Samoan Werewolf shirts, a Roman Reigns OTC shirt, a Cody Rhodes hoodie, maybe a collegiate commemorative championship title. All you gotta do, you make one of those purchases for any of those items or more, and we here at the Vicious Studios receive a small nominal commission, in which all of that money goes into this show. At no way, shape, or form does it line my pocket whatsoever. I am not living high off the hog from these purchases, folks. It goes directly into this show, and all of that proceeds help make this show better for you. So, with that said, now we're going to get into the show. Bad Blood in Atlanta. It starts out with Hell in a Cell. And Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk in Hell in a Cell. And yeah, this was one for the ages. I absolutely loved it. Really great back and forth, swinging at each other at the start. Very, the right way to say this, very WWE violent, I should say. Like the kind of violence you would expect to see in a WWE type show. Now, at one point, Punk got busted open, and then he picked up a toolbox and smashed it over Drew McIntyre's head. And Drew got busted open, where he had to get, like, I think they said 14 staples in the top of his head. And I know a lot of people were passing criticism saying, oh, well, WWE is bad-mouthing AEW for the blood and the violence and this, that, and the other. But they're doing it on here. Okay, that is true. However, let's take a time out. Let's put our personal likes and dislikes aside. I'm just speaking I'm speaking neutral on this sense of, while yes, they are saying it, and you can make that argument all you want. However, let's look on the AEW perspective compared to how often do you see somebody getting busted open, seeing somebody bleed buckets and buckets of blood on a consistent basis there compared to how often you see blood how often you see blood in a WWE match. And I'm not talking just going from the time of Triple H being in charge and being quote unquote given the pencil until now. How often have you seen WWE go and have guys go and bleed buckets like that compared to AEW? Whereas they do it on an almost consistent basis. Again, I'm not saying one's good and one's bad or this, that, or the other. I'm saying there's a reasoning, you know, and this is coming from somebody who grew up in ECW. I grew up in ECW. Viking Hall, the ECW arena, was just a couple was within walking distance from my house when I was a kid. So I would walk to ECW shows all the time. I would go to those shows, and I seen guys bleed and ooze out buckets like you would not believe. I'm comfortable with blood. I'm comfortable with violence. But it's in the environment, the shows that you're talking about. AEW, they do that on a regular basis. Okay, that's what works for them. WWE, they don't do it on a regular basis. When they do it, it's more so supposed to come off as a, oh my gosh, this is something serious. Wow. Whereas AEW is, oh shit, they busted that dude open. Kind. That's it. I'm cool with blood. I got no problem with it. Just so long as the talent's smart, you know, if they know they're going to get busted open, or if they know there's a risk of them being in a match where they're doing something that could get them busted open, like having their face ground into a cage or having a toolbox smashed on them or whatever, you know, make sure you're checked and tested. That way you don't have any diseases or anything that could be transferred through via the blood, you know, any kind of bloodborne pathogens or anything like that. Either way though, that said, back to the match, really good. It got violent, it got mean. And probably one of my favorite parts in the match was McIntyre on his knees, blood covered in his face, looking at Punk like, no, please, no. And Punk looking at him, you're praying to your God? You're praying to your God? Don't pray to your God, pray to me! And all I could think is, he just mimicked Batman Begins. Instead of doing I swear to God, you know, instead of swear to God, swear to me, it's like, don't pray to your God, pray to me. And then next thing you know, McIntyre, boom! Caught him with a low blow, knocked him down. Now at this point in the match, when that happened, this was near the tail end of it. McIntyre, beaten, bloodied, battered, sore, all this, that, and the other. Came out. He wound up getting the ring steps somehow lodged into the ring. And Punk, he's in there too, all beaten and sore. McIntyre pulls out the bag. He pulls out the infamous bag. Oh, we all know what's going to be in there. Oh, we're getting the thumbtack spot. We're getting the thumbtack spot. Wait, what's this? He's dumping the bag on top of Punk. Oh my God, it's beads. Beads that you would have on a bracelet. Ooh, that's a psychological mind. That's good psychology-wise. I thought that was brilliant as a way of a fuck you to fuck you, Punk, fuck your fans that give you bracelets and all this, that, and the other. You want to say you're the guy equivalent of Taylor Swift? Well, fuck you. That's what I thought that was. I thought that was clever. He poured those beads on him, backed up, went to go run and hit the Claymore. Punk moved out the way, and McIntyre missed, and his back hit the edge of the ring stairs that were in the ring, and all I could think is, my back locked up and seized the second I saw that, and just ow. But yeah, the second Punk moved out the way and McIntyre did that, Punk then grabbed a chain, wrapped it around his leg, grabbed a handful of beads, stuffed them into Drew's mouth, and then boom, hit him with a GTS for the 1, 2, the 3. Your winner, CM Punk. Now, Monday Night Raw, Punk came out. Came out looking like he needed to be in a body cast, but just limping, sore, like, bet you guys weren't expecting me tonight, huh? Well, I went through hell, but I'm here. I gotta say, better here than being dead. Now, I'm beaten, I'm sore. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I will tell you this. CM Punk will be back. So, and as he's doing that, just doing a, kind of like Frosty the Snowman with, I may not be here, but I'll be back again soon. We hear the music of one Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not frickin' damn it. He comes out, him and Punk have an epic stare down, then Seth comes out, and before he goes and cuts a promo talking about on how he's there for Bronson Reed, addresses Punk, and address the crowd. Folks, let's all take a moment to thank Punk for everything he's done and saying he's leaving. Yeah, we're definitely setting up the groundwork for their match at WrestleMania. Love it. Next matchup, we got Bayley going up against Nia Jax. And Nia, right at the start, steamrolling out, right out the gate, going after Bayley. She leading the pace. Bayley at one point looking like she tweaked her knee. Like, just going, grabbing it like, trying to like move and get some feeling back into it. Now, at one point, there was a ref bump, excuse me, where the ref, Jessica Carr, she got bumped into the corner, and then Nia actually fell on top of her. And this is where I hate this is where I get pissed off at the wrestling Twitter fan base, because they'll go off on that saying like, oh man, she landed on the ref, and just very mean, hurtful, insultive comments. Not even hurtful, but just flat out insultive comments about Nia and how big she is landing on Jess. And all I could think is, I guarantee they fucking planned that spot and she did that, and it probably just felt like a pillow being dropped on her. Like, what? What the fuck? Just, yeah. I am not a fan of when those kind of fanboys go and throw out that kind of shade and that kind of bullshit. I hate that. But anyways, match came to an end when Tiff showed up while the ref was down. Went to go take out, worked on Bayley some, dropped her case to go help the ref get up as Jess was getting up, help wake up Jess. Then went over to go check on Nia. As she's doing that, Jess, she picks up the Money in the Bank briefcase. As she's holding in her hands, Tiffany turns around, and Tiff's just like, oh no, that's... And as she's taking it back off her, that's when Nia pops up, and she's just looking like, what? And Tiff's just like, no, you don't understand. I wasn't looking to cash in, I swear I wasn't trying to cash in. And it looked like that, and then there was a little bit of rimaraw between Nia and Bayley for a bit, and then Nia eventually got the win doing the Samoan drop off the top rope, and then hitting an Annihilator for the 1, the 2, the 3. So your winner, and still WWE Women's Champion, the Queen, Nia Jax. Long may she reign. Next up, we got Finn Balor going against Damian Priest. Really, this had some nice, good, solid action. Both guys swinging, looking like they got the intent, swinging with intent on each other, And when I say that, I mean like they're swinging at each other like they owe each other money. You know? It was a good match. I thought it was nice. It came to an end when JD and Carlito came down to try and interfere. Finn wound up getting a chair. He went to go try and use it on Priest. And it did not work. You know, didn't work. Unfortunately, no prevail. Then winds up going for the coup de grace. Countered into a South of Heaven for the 1, the 2, the 3. Now, for obvious reasons, I feel like I don't need to explain, but I'm gonna anyway. Priest wound up taking care of Carlito and JD off to the sides before getting the win. So next up, we got women's action. Liv Morgan defending her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. Excuse me. And Dom had to go up into the shark cage. Whew. So yeah, the whole time Dom's sitting in the shark cage, he's sitting like crisscross, sitting all crisscross applesauce like, and they're like, yeah, I don't like being up here. This sucks. I don't want to be up here. Can I get down now? Please? Please? I thought that was nice to see. Now, Rhea, she was leading at the start, and Liv wound up leading the pace during the first arc of the match, and there was a lot of... the match itself was good. I thought it told a nice story, and at one point, the part that got me was, at one point, the cage popped open, and the way Michael Cole and Corey Graves sold it, like, oh my god, the cage is open, Dom is free! And how did he do that? And Corey Graves, he must have picked a lock. Must have learned that when he was locked up. Like, okay, listen. If somebody was able to pick the locks inside of a prison, I'm pretty sure the prisons wouldn't be holding as many people as they do. I'm just saying. But then after that, the next thing you know, Dom wound up falling out and his leg got wrapped up and he was just dangling down and like, Gah! Like, yeah, like at first he fell out, like it legit looked like he tripped over himself or he fumbled over himself and fell over, and it was just, ah! And then Liv, she had the match won. She saw Dom strung up high and dry like that. Looked and then went to the ref, and the ref had the little ref cam on him like you saw at WrestleMania, and the ref cam even showed, hey, I'm gonna finish this match, but first things first, I got some personal business to take care of. And you could hear the ref clearly say, okay, not a problem, you've earned it. Shame on that ref for showing some personal bias. But then Liv went out, got the kendo stick, Singapore cane, however you want to call it, and then just wham, started cracking Dom, much like Triple H said, like a piñata. He was like a human piñata. And she just went ballistic on him. And then as she's doing all that, then next thing you know, out of nowhere, Raquel Rodriguez shows up, beats the tar out of Rhea, and then hits her with the Tejana bomb, throws Liv on top of her, then gets the title, hands it to Liv, and then they go off. Now on Monday night, they asked Liv about what was going on with all that, and they're like, yeah, nah, don't have to answer that. Let's just, Dom, Daddy Dom, let's go leave. Alright, let's go. And that was it. So, basically what it's looking like is Raquel's going to be Liv's heavy. Excuse me. Liv is going to be, or Raquel is Liv's heavy. So, yeah. Not quite sure on how that's going to play out, but hopefully it goes good. Now we come to main event match of the night. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu going against Cody Rhodes and the OTC original Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. And good God, Roman, damn, dude. He looks like he got massive cut and just like, whew. Like, damn, dude. Like, I am seriously questioning life choices right now. Wow. Yeah. Now, this had a good slow, big fight feel at the start. Roman at first was surprisingly the punching bag for a short stint. Cody wound up getting the tag in. I'm not quite sure if it was a hot tag. It played off like a hot tag, and the crowd popped like a hot tag, but it wasn't the hot tag. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But it didn't play off like the hot tag. You know, and then Cody wound up eventually becoming the punching bag for the match. All the while Roman working, fighting to try and build up to get Cody back in there, hyping the crowd, stomping on the steps, hyping people up. You know, even fighting through adversity where Jacob or Solo would take Roman off the apron, knock him down for a bit, this, that, and the other. Although, I gotta tell you right now, man, oh man, I'm putting it all out there. I'm putting big money on Roman versus Jacob Fatu at some point down the road. Just, whew. Oh, wow, that would be something. Eventually, though, Roman did get the hot tag in, helped clean up house, massive pop for the hot tag. Started beating up anyone with tribal tattoos and a heartbeat, basically. And then at one point, Cody laid out Jacob on the announce table. Cody went up to the top rope, looked at Roman, "This is for you." And then, boom, takes out Jacob Fatu. And then as Roman and Solo are going at it, then we see the Gorillas Destiny, Tama Tonga Lao come out to go and try and run some interference. And then see somebody sneaky like crawl out from under the ring, surprise them, boom, super kick, pulls off the hoodie, takes down the bandana. It's Jimmy! Jimmy Uso has triumphantly returned, and when he does that, next thing you know, Roman then, boom, pops him with the spear for the 1, the 2, the 3, and that's it, your winners, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And then Roman and Jimmy, they embrace, and then they look over at Cody. Alright, I gave you my word. You're good. And then as Roman and Jimmy are walking off, that's when Solo and his boys, they proceed to go and beat the piss out of Cody. All the while, Jimmy's looking at him like, "Yo, Oos, man, come on. Well, you gave him your word. You gave him your word you'd have his back. Now I'm with you whatever you choose, but come on, man, we gotta help him." And Roman's looking. Alright, fuck it, let's go. So they storm back in, they help clean up house, and then Roman, he picks up the title, he hands it back to Cody, and as Cody gets it, then you hear, "If you smell," and then you see the final boss return. Rock come out. 1, 2, 3, putting up the 1. So, and they showed fan video. Solo and Solo's bloodline. Solo saying to Jacob, "It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan." So, and then Rock cut a video saying that the final boss is back. So, personally, what I think is going to happen, War Games, we're going to have a bloodline civil war. Solo and his guys against Roman, Jimmy, Cody, and I would dare say The Rock. And then have The Rock at some point in the War Games match wind up doing a swerve and screwing Roman out of the win, or doing something to accidentally cause it to help plant the seeds and then have Rock go full betrayal at the Royal Rumble. Either or. But that's me. I'm just freestyling. I know nothing in the creative end. But all in all, I gotta say, this was a damn good pay-per-view. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And again, I can't get over on how great it felt that it ending earlier than normal. But with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, a whole lot of attractive women, and a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, don't forget to check out WhatAManeuver.net for some Vicious Rants apparel. We have t-shirts, tanks, women's tees, toddler tees, onesies, and long sleeves. We're coming up on the fall and winter season, folks. Perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or a shirt to buy just to give the goodwill so you can keep yours. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right on Twitter. DSB_IV, Main Event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network, Twitter account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, D Dryer 1986. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me.
Shut up and sit down.
Fuck you.